One of the most common questions we get here at the Renton Coin Shop is, how do we organize an accumulation or a collection before we bring it in to get an appraisal or evaluation or to sell it even? And we happen to have a little help sheet here. It's called the Key Date Coin List. We call it a widow's sheet. And what it is just a summary of each denomination and type and which coins in each area that we want in particular that are circulated or typical. Most expensive coins come encapsulated in either a PCGS or an NGC coin capsule, and as a result of that, occasionally we'll find something more valuable in the circulated area, but mostly this is the type of thing that we get from our estates and accumulations. You get albums, you get little pill jars full of things, you get currency, you get spender quarters, you get jewelry, you get a little bit of 40%, you get some 40% war nickels, you get the spender pennies, you get wheat cents, the most common collectible of all, and you get Morgan silver dollars, silver certificates, gold jewelry, sterling silver, flatware. These are all things that we typically see every day. And the best way to go about it is to find out, which denomination and which type you have. When we go to separate out the various denominations and types, the best thing to use is probably just a Ziploc bag, or possibly a little box, or maybe even a little pill box, as long as it contains enough room for all the things that you're putting in there. You want to separate out your silver dollars. You want to distinguish between your Morgan silver dollar and your peace dollar, which look like this. So that's a peace dollar, and then you can tell it's a peace dollar because it says peace down here at 6 o'clock and the eagle's wings are at rest. Whereas a Morgan silver dollar, the wings are spread, a more hawkish sort of way, and that there is a Morgan silver dollar. A 1921 Morgan silver dollar is very, very common, but a 1921 peace dollar actually has a value over and above the generic value. If you look here at the key date list, you can see that we list everything that has a better value in circulated grade on our list. So literally, once you get them separated into Morgan silver dollars, you can go through and check the list to see if you have any of the better things. And of course, if you do, set it aside. And most importantly, don't try to clean it or improve the way it looks before you bring it in. We can test and sort all your gold scraps, so if you know that something is gold, that's fine, but if you're not sure, go ahead and include it in there and we'll test it for you. Sterling, we buy an immense amount of sterling in all forms. Lots of people looking for money now know to head to their silverware drawer and pull out some of the pieces of sterling that are sitting in there and bring them on down to us because we buy them. And another example would be like wheat cents. You go through and you'll find all the better dates, the 1909S, the 9S 3DB, the 13S, the 11S, the 14D, the 22 plain, etc. And they're all listed right here, and those are the ones that are going to have your value that we're going to be most interested in. If you have things that are already in albums, like this is a Mercury dime album here, just leave them the way they are because they're already presumably in the right hole. And it's a lot easier for us to check to see if there's better dates. And if they're just common dates, it's pretty easy to add them up. We pretty much know how many are held in each one of these and what they're worth if they're full. This is like Washington quarters. And this is pretty much the way that collectors collect. So you'll notice here that there's no 32D or 32S. Those are better dates. So the collector was getting things out of circulation, but he didn't find the better dates. Well, that means they're all basically worth about the same amount of money. In this case, they're all worth exactly the same amount of money because they're all circulated. Once you've sorted things into different sections, then you should bag them up and just bring them in. And we can double check some of the dates for the bigger coins, like the Morgan silver dollars and the piece dollars and some of the half dollars and things. But it's really important, if you want extra value out of your wheat cents, to check for them yourself. 90% is the most common valuable thing that comes in accumulations. And then basically you're looking at coins minted pre-1965 or 64 and before. And you're looking for dimes, quarters, and half dollars. And each one of these has 90% silver in them, and as a result, each almost $1.50 worth equals 1 ounce of silver. And of course, there's lots of it, so a lot of times people put it away because they thought, well, silver might be worth one day. Well, guess what? They were actually right. So silver is worth more. And so you can bring in and get many times the face value of your coins. You don't need to separate them. If they're 90% silver, you can put them all in one bin, and we can actually weigh them and tell you what the face value is. In any accumulation, we pretty much find coins which are just spenders, or coins that are just things that they should have spent that were maybe a little bit different. When people see something that's a little different, like a Sacagawea dollar, or possibly a presidential dollar, or half dollar, and they think, oh my gosh, that might be worth more money, I'm not sure, and they put it away. So when you bring these things in, and just regular cents, and just regular spenders of nickels, we do separate those things out and get those ready for you, so that you can either sell them to us or take them to the bank.